Welcome to the BearDegidio Full Experience Podcast. It is great to have you. The forums are exploding with joy hearing that you are our special guest today. What's going on?
Not much.
Ryan, I see the scenery in the background. I see what you're working with. You got the Beats by Dre's on. What are you working with?
No, these are actually Bose. Bose sent me a nice little gift for my birthday.
You're a little shaky with the Wi-Fi. You seem blurred, more of like a Picasso Monet style, image that we're looking at right now, but we're going to get through this. So Ryan, listen, you're going into your 20th, 21st season. You're arguably the best pro paintball player in the world right now. You're aging like fine wine. It seems like you're getting better with time. You're the Tom Brady of the league. Everyone's gunning for you at the top. You're in a different class compared to Goldman and Spitgun, Marcelo. You're that dude. What is the pressure like going into this season?
Oh, there's no pressure at all. It's just same as every season. We're having fun,
You have the Don Corleone vibe going on right now with the cat. You're making moves. You're doing what you're doing in your backyard. You're in sunny San Diego. You just got off a great weekend of practice. It was your birthday. How was that?
Practice was great. Everybody had a good time. I had a good time. Play paintball, I think, every single year for my birthday. Last year I was in Mexico teaching a clinic. This year Alex smashed about 7 cakes in my face.
So Alex Frazier came down for your birthday?
Yeah. He comes down for my birthday all the time.
Now,
we had team practice. So
is Alex still playing this year, or is he taking more of a coach role?
Oh, dude, Alex is crushing it.
Wow. So what is it like going into the season, playing with the kids that you grew up with, your best friends, your family, paintball legends? What is it like going into your 21st season with these guys still playing with them? Like, are the practices different? Do you guys even need practice at this point? Be honest.
Yeah, we need practice. Everybody needs practice. That's something that we always teach. You just kind of gotta stay sharp. It's not like Tom Brady just walks out there and chucks the football and he's good to go.
Yeah, we saw you eating avocado toast. Is that a move out of his playbook, or do you always do that?
I always do that.
Okay.
It's a California thing.
Okay.
It's funny. We were in Boston the other week.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
And Anthony from Boston Paintball was like, "Hey, I got a great breakfast place that you guys are gonna love." We're like, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah, they have avocados there."
Wow. So the Bostons are really, really ecstatic about avocados. So
yeah,
Ryan, listen,
it's a shifting thing. It's going out there. Avocados.
Yeah, listen, I love it. I love it. As whatever works for you. Your skin looks great. You know what I'm saying? You're sharper than ever. You're fast. You're glazing around the field. It looks great. I saw you waxing a few guys this weekend on some behind-the-scenes footage. We're not going to say where we got it from. But listen, you're going into this season. You're playing with your best friend still. You're winning. What's the journey been like so far? Like, where does it stop? Are you going to keep playing after this year? Are you still loving paintball? Like, what is going on through your mind? Because all joking aside, you're one of the founding fathers of kind of this tournament paintball, scene that we've been living on since we've graduated from Woods. You've still been at the top of the game since that transition. And at that point, you were a young kid, spiky blonde, Blink-182 hair, running around with an American flag headband, and your bandana's doing what you do, horrible headgear, but you still played great. So, now you're still part of that transition. What's it been like?
It's been good, Bear.
It's been good.
Yeah.
But you're still at the top of your game. How are you staying at the top of your game? How have you been staying at the top of your game this long?
Well, it's crazy because back then it was like it was a pretty fast paced start, and then it was kind of sluggish towards the middle and a little bit in the beginning, just after the beginning, and we couldn't quite put our finger on why that is, and we moved, once we changed fields, we were down here, and the team was kind of like progressing, and I think that there was a small point in time where we're weaning ourselves off of the SC Village hot dogs, right? I think it was you.
Got it.
Are the reason that we did so well at the beginning. Remember, 10-year-old Bear, basically the same body mass that you have now, just like a foot shorter.
Love it.
Right?
Love it.
And you were bringing us hot dogs every day.
Solid, short, and sturdy.
Yeah, we were eating the hot dogs from SC Village, and you would bring those to us. And I felt like we played so well. And then after you stopped bringing it to us, it's kind of right when, if you think about this, call it a coincidence or not, but the economy and the market kind of crashed.
Okay.
INC didn't get hot dogs. We didn't do so well. Performance was down.
Okay.
Then we started eating a little healthier. We started getting on a whole other diet. Now look at us. We're ageless. We're living in the sunshine. We're down here in San Diego.
Got it.
So part of the success is thanks in due part to
I love
SC Village.
I love
the
that.
Big dog. What's Gio's?
Johnny Bag of Donuts.
Johnny bag of donuts.
Love that.
And Bear bag of hot dogs.
Love that.
Keeping us in the beginning.
Listen,
and then we kind of went down
Mr. Worldwide will always be here for you. You've been a friend, a mentor, a guide. I watched you in the APL finals, and I played with you and won a world championship. You'll always be dear to my heart. So listen.
We've won 2 World Cups, haven't we?
Yes, we have. Yes, we have. Thank you for rostering me at 10 years old, getting me all my wins. All right, listen.
Yeah.
So let's get back down to business. A lot of people want to know, what do you do in the gym to stay so fast? Because in all seriousness, you're aging. You know, father time gets the best of everyone, but you haven't seemed to lost any speed.
Yeah, no, I don't really go to the gym.
Got it. So stretching or drills.
I stretch. Just stretch all day, every day.
Okay, and that's what you're doing to help you with your speed? You're not doing ladders? You're not doing any Scott Kemp 86 fitness? Nothing like that? Nah. So what about like the parachutes, running up hills, swimming? Like what activities are you doing to stay in shape? Unless you're on the juice. Are you on the juice?
No, I'm not on the juice. I got some chug.
Okay.
And lion's mane in my coffee right now.
Okay. So what are you doing to stay in shape going into the season? What have you been doing this off season to stay in shape?
I've done a bit of surfing. Surf a lot.
Got it. So a little Aquaman action.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's about it.
Okay. Now, Ryan, over the years, you've played overseas and you've played in the U.S.
Right now.
Yeah, I love that. I see you doing a little hammy pull. So over the years, you played in the U.S., you played overseas, you played in Asia. I've done a few events with you as well. What's been your favorite time in paintball in terms of where you played? Was it overseas in the U.S.? Was it in Asia? Was it your first win with Dynasty? What time period was your favorite?
I don't know. It had to have been like 7-man days with when we were playing in the European League, the PSP, and the MPPL.
Really? Was it just so much paintball? Is that why?
What's that? A lot of paintball. We had a lot more guys.
Got it.
It was fun.
What was the budget? What was the team budget like back then?
A few $100,000.
Few $100,000. Travel the world.
Travel the world.
Now, Ryan, you guys don't have the guarantor like your teammate Alex Frazee says, but you guys have been able to keep the core together for so long. What do you think the root of that is?
We're the funnest team in paintball.
Really?
Yeah. Personality-wise.
I mean, when I had my team, we were pretty fun.
Everybody on our team just was tons of fun. The Russians aren't having fun. You know that.
No, I played with them.
Houston Heat is not having fun.
Absolutely not. Those guys are stuck at Whataburger. They can't even get ranch with their fries. Listen, so Ryan, moving on into the season, obviously we always talk about Oliver. You guys not having Oliver. What's been your relationship with him over the years when he left, when he came back, and then when he left and retired?
Yeah, it's been good. We talk sometimes.
Are you guys still close though?
Yeah, I'd say so. It's just, he's out there. The internet is sporadic for him, and it's just kind of like,
So are you guys still staying up to date? Is he asking about the team? Is he weighing in on event stuff, or is he kind of more just off the radar right now?
Well, he's not asking me.
Got it. But even when he was on the team, what was the relationship like between you two, the dynamic? Everybody always likes to kind of get an inside look at that because he was such an influential person in the paintball world.
Yeah, it was like, we agreed, we disagreed.
Okay.
And it all ended up working out. You have to have that kind of dynamic on the team.
Okay, but would you guys consider each other best friends at this point still, or is there's that bond for life then?
Sure.
Got it.
Yeah.
And when he played, what do you think made him so special? I mean, you played with him for so long.
He's just good. He's a bully out there. He's more of a bully than I am.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're saying taking advantage of shots, moving up the field. Like, what do you think made him so dynamic?
So dynamic. I don't know. Hard work.
Really?
Hard work.
What was your practice schedule?
Passionate. He's a lot more passionate.
Got it. What was your practice schedule like growing up with you guys? Because you guys have been playing for so long as kids. What was that like? Because I think kids today don't have the realization of how much work you guys put in. Because I remember growing up, you guys got there at 8, you guys left at 4, and you guys set up the field, and it was no joke in the dirt.
Yeah. We did it all. We were the caddy. We were the pros. We did the whole deal. And we had an hour-and-a-half drive each way to the field.
I think kids have it easy today. What do you think?
I wouldn't say that they have it easy, but I'll tell you what, paintballs are a lot cheaper now than they used to be.
Yep.
Can you believe how much does a box of paint cost at SC Village?
Nowadays, like $40.
How much does it cost at Hollywood Sports?
Like 68.
Yeah, 68. And that's for 2000, right?
Yeah.
So I think back when we were playing, a case was like $60 for tournament players and like $85 for like
crazy
high end. Yeah, it was 85,
Crazy.
$90. That's crazy.
Yeah. Now, you guys. I mean, when I played 7-man with my HK team, the Hollywood HK guys, we partied, we lived life, we were terrors on and off the field, always causing chaos. But when you guys played, you guys were like the original pro team. You guys were respected on and off the field. You guys carried yourself with respect, but you guys still, had a good amount of fun. And I think that equates to how well you guys did. What was it like traveling overseas with your team? Give me one of those stories.
Do you want to hear do you want to hear, let's see, I'll give you a couple different stories. Okay. You can have the, running from the cops with a car full of people in Portugal. Maybe that was Spain.
Who was in the car?
Hold on. I'm gonna give you a choice of 3 stories.
No, you're telling us all 3. Start with that one.
Or you could have the Turkish bath story.
What is that?
Which is gonna maybe I might have to hold on to that story for my memoirs. Or you could have, let's see. I can't give you the reason why Johnny doesn't fly anymore story.
Oh, I've heard about that one. I was around during those days.
Oh, all right. Or story 3 when I played Robin Hood with WDP's with one of the owners from WDP's jacket.
No, I want to hear the Portugal police boys.
Okay. So we're driving, and I believe that Strange, the good old guys from Strange, were in the car. And actually, no, I think I might be getting 2 stories mixed up. But Rodney was driving through the streets of Portugal.
Repairman. The
repairman Rodney.
Okay.
Okay. I might be mixing both the stories up, but I think it'll be good for all around story. We had some of the guys from Strange in the car, so we were at max capacity. We had people in the trunk. Basically.
Got it.
It was kind of like a bigger car with like a
paintball special.
And we had run a couple of I think we'd already gotten a couple tickets, like just there's speed cameras everywhere.
Got it.
And we ended up doing like an illegal turn somehow, and there was a cop on the kind of side over the corner, and they saw us, and we all saw. We're like, "Oh, go, Rodney, drive!" And so we're trying to jam this big bus full of like a 7-passenger car because there's no such thing as large passenger vans in Europe, and we're trying to shake these police that we just saw.
So you're running from them.
Yeah, we're running from them, but they hadn't like turned their lights on. We just knew, like when you kind of like speed by a cop.
Yeah, like, they're coming for you.
I'm about to get a ticket, so
they're running highway on you. Yeah.
So we're trying to go through all these side streets, but the van is too big, or it's not too big, but it's really big, and the streets are super
they're narrow, so skinny boys.
The rear view mirrors are just kind of almost clipping like every car on the side, and we're just jamming, and all of a sudden, boop, boop, we get stopped. And this is back before like the smartphones were up here, There's no Google Translate. These fools didn't speak it. We had like maps. Okay. Like old fashioned maps. You remember that?
Horrible.
I remember that. Yeah. You've had cell phones your whole life.
Yeah.
We had old fashioned maps. We had no idea where the hell we're going. We couldn't explain to these people. And then they were talking. We had, I believe it was like Dirty Dave and Paul Adler's was like stuffed in the trunk. And they were hammered in the back. Rodney was sober.
What's everyone drinking?
Whatever. I mean, at that point, back then,
anything that could pile down the throat.
Whatever, like 20 years old, whatever you can get your hands on.
Love it. Love it.
We weren't picky back then,
Okay, love it.
This is like 15 years ago. And the cops they realized that we're lost, and we're like, "Oh, we don't know. Sorry. We can't. None of us speak Portuguese." And then the cops are kind of like about to let us off. They're like, okay, doing this. And then one of the guys, because they're always like walking around the car while the other one's talking, looking, and they realize, and they go, pointing at the trunk, talking, screaming, blah, 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 pointing. And the guy opens the truck, and they're like smashed in there like this. And the guy's like, whoa.
All hell breaks loose.
And we're like, oh, this is, sorry, it's legal. This is not wrong. This is okay. It's okay. And it was a pretty big.
So who got arrested?
Nobody got arrested, but
what was Rodney Repairman doing? Because I played for him for a few years on Dynasty Entourage. He doesn't play games. What was he saying through all this?
He was just as confused as all of us, and he was also trying not to laugh because he kind of just realized like, I'm with
a bunch of idiots.
No one's really responsible enough to figure this out right now.
Oh my God. So Ryan, you guys traveling?
We got like a ticket, but that was the last time we've ever been to Portugal. So Rodney actually might be a wanted man in Portugal.
I love that. I love that
for a speeding or like maybe some sort of traffic violation back in 2004.
No, I love it. Listen, dude, you guys traveled so much and you guys played for so long. I mean, you won the Spider Mustangs. You guys have played so many events. How many wins do you think you're at right now?
Hovering around 70, maybe mid 70s.
All pro wins.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Do you think anyone even comes close to you?
No.
No. That is so crazy. So
I think depending on Alex Fragi would be the next. Alex Fragi would be the next closest.
Got it.
Because he doesn't do as many of the European and
Got
Australian events, you know.
In your own words, Ryan, what do you think makes Dynasty as a whole able to just take so many players over the years, come and go, and the team never falls short? Like, you guys have always been a top team no matter what. What do you think it is?
Well, you know, we've always thought about this. Alex Fragi always has, you know, several theories when guys get on the team. You know, I think that if I were to make a non-serious, I guess, breakdown as to why or how you know why we're so I guess giving to the paintball world. Yeah. Again, and not all seriousness, I think that we owe it because we were winning all those events back in the day, right?
Got it.
Right.
You were the best.
And then the TV the TV deal fell through. You know, the sponsorship deals kind of sagged a little bit, and money was a little short. So we started training all these players came and played with us, and then they would go on to other teams. So, you know, we had like Archie came over to play with us, and then he goes over to X Factor with all of our knowledge. Boom.
Got it.
Brings X Factor's level up.
Got it.
Chad George bringing Heat level up. We had pretty much everybody who's played on Impact played on our team. They use all of our codes. They use all of our skills. They use all of our stuff. So basically, what we've been doing this whole time is just building up all the other teams around us, so we have more competition.
Wow. And
you ever thought, you know, if you just kind of like, you know, not seriously think about it, you know, that's could be maybe one of our motives.
I mean, half of the pro league is played on Dynasty at this point. At least all the best players.
And 80% of Impact is played on our team.
That's crazy. And at this point, Ryan, are you slowing down or are you loving this more than ever?
I'm still having a good time.
Okay. And are you playing for as long as you can, or what's your agenda?
Yeah, I think so. I think as long as I can.
Really?
Sounds like fun, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as long as you're still
what are you going to get back on the field?
Hey, you know what, dude? I'm focused right now on building these parks and focused on making sure that the paintball community as a whole on the rec side and you know, to the general population at an all-time high, you know? I've really been focused on that. So maybe I got to get back in the game.
I'll tell you what you need to focus on. You need to focus on building some new cabinets in your kitchen.
These are brand new, dude. Don't get wild over there with your fake brick backyard and your $2 plants. All right, listen. So now, Ryan, go. Yeah. Take a look at those pots, dude. Those things are hurting. They need a little upgrade.
Those are nice.
So, Ryan, listen. We're gonna ask one more question.
360 here? Look at this.
Yeah. One more question. Everyone knows the rules.
Look at that. We got a wind chime right here. You haven't even heard this,
bro. It looks like
look at all those plants. Look, we got, dude.
No, it looks like a second-rate version of Oliver's bungalow in Peru. Let's relax. Okay, so listen, Ryan. Going into the last question, everyone knows the rules. You're playing with short. Spica's gone. Goldman's getting loud. Just give me your take on those three players. Dissect them for me. And who do you think is going to play the best this year?
Dude, Short the surgeon was playing pretty solid this weekend.
I mean, that's kind of a biased take. You play on his team.
Right. But, you know, this is farewell tour. Shout out to Kobe Bryant.
Okay.
He's already, you know, in the same league as him.
Okay.
Mouse is going to be good because, especially on this field layout, because it's just always hard to shoot Mouse. It's always hard to get Mouse off the field.
He's so fast.
He's really fast. And Kyle is playing more paintball than he ever played. He's already played more paintball leading up to this first weekend than he did all season on our team. So, you know, he's got a lot to prove.
Now, you guys brought up Kyle from the Grim, the ground, and the dirt. I played an event with Kyle when he was just a little puppet on Vipers. I've known Kyle my whole life. I traveled with Kyle overseas for years. He's a great kid.
You played on the Vipers?
Kyle did. I didn't. I picked him up, though, for a 7-man event to play with me in Vegas. But leading into this season, watching him leave to go play on, you know, the men, led by Todd Martinez, another former Dynasty player, I may add. What's your take on that? Was it a good break? Was it a farewell? Like, I'm not going to come back? Or, I mean, because you still live with him. So how does that work?
Well, of course he doesn't want to play for those guys. Of course he wants to stay playing for us.
That's crazy.
But, it's just like our whole professional career. We train these guys and then we get cannibalized by the rich guys. It's just kind of how Dynasty's history has always gone down.
Really? So,
yeah,
I mean,
we just don't have the money to be able to fight with.
And what's your sponsors doing? I see a row of sponsors on your sleeves. Are they not helping?
No, they are. Our sponsors are putting in as much as they can.
Got it.
And it's
Got it.
But it's taxing on them. We just don't have a wealthy guarantor.
Got it.
We're still waiting for that Ben and Jerry's and that Haagen-Dazs sponsorship that Giovanni.
I might have to come back next year and play with Dynasty. I might have to.
Dude, Bear, we just need some of those big bucks that the sports parks bringing in, and we need to have a nice little sponsorship.
I should have came out to practice like you told me to, but I was too busy dropping it low, shaking it slow.
Yeah, you were too busy taking pictures in front of valet cars and Maseratis and stuff.
You know how we get down. Shout out to the luxury rentals.
Restaurants.
Shout out to the luxury rentals.
LuxuryRentals.com. Yeah.
Yeah, you know how we get down. All right, one more question. Everyone knows the rules. Playing in Europe this season, are you playing with ML Kings?
No, I haven't played with ML Kings in a couple of years.
Okay, are you playing with the Dynapack team, the Dynasty Impact team?
No, the Dynasty Impact team is not around anymore. That was about 7 years ago.
Okay, are you playing with Houston Heat like you did in Germany? Are you playing with Houston Heat like you did in Germany?
Still not playing with Houston.
Okay, so who are you playing with? Let's get down to this.
I want you to keep guessing. I like this one.
No, I'm done.
You know the rules.
I'm out.
Hey, you know the rules.
I'm done. I'm out.
No. We're flipping this. You know the rules.
Okay, so you're playing with Expendables from New Zealand.
There we go.
Okay.
You already knew it. You knew it the whole time.
Come on.
The forms are crazy right now.
The forms are explosive. We know everything before it even happens.
Yeah. Hey, I have a question for you, Bear.
Yeah.
When are you going to come back out there? And we need you up on the webcast.
Mr. Worldwide, he comes through, he splits wigs, he gets off the field, he leaves it all there. I might come back next season, but if I'm going to come back, I'm going to come back and give it my all for 1 year. I'm going to play 3 times a week like I used to. I'm going to be committed. And I felt like the last 2-3 years, I wasn't committed. I jumped around too many teams. I felt like after the Russian Legion thing, when I tried out for that team, made that, I felt like I kind of...
That was 12 years ago.
Yeah, I felt like, hey, listen, I did it, And then I went and played with Dynasty Entourage, won a bunch of events, went and played with Holiday HK, broke the curse. Like, I felt
Don't forget about that one time, the APL event.
Oh, and then I waxed you in the finals at APL and won a pro event with Dynasty's ex-players, Alex Goldman and Dalton Vanderbilt. But listen, I just want to ask you one more question. Everyone knows the rules. Over the years, you've played with everybody that's great. Just tell me, who do you think, in your opinion, and be honest, who do you think the greatest player of all time is and why?
I don't know. I think it'd probably have to be Oliver.
Right? Really?
Well, yeah. I'll give it to him.
And why do you think so? I just want to hear it from you, though.
Because he's a motivator, and he can play any spot.
Really?
Yeah.
Got it.
A lot of people lack that ability to motivate people and inspire people.
How great was he at doing that?
Yeah, I mean, he was always the guy in the huddle, the rah guy, and that's you need someone like that on the team. And even though a lot of the words that he would say weren't actual English words, they or they didn't quite fit in the.
Give me an example. Give me an example.
Vocabulary. Well, no, just sometimes you'd say words that just felt like they belonged there. But
give me an example. I'm not following.
Oh no, I mean it doesn't it doesn't matter. I mean I could also be wrong too.
Okay. Okay.
He's incredibly good at motivating people and getting people to come together and get, I guess, excited about stuff. It's an inspiring thing for a lot of players need inspiration in the huddle before they go out there. You need to look, what music do you listen to? I got these fancy new headphones. I don't even listen to music. I don't even know what I'm going to do with
So he's gone all season. He's gone all season. He comes back for that World Cup. You guys win it. What was that like?
That was great. You've won. Oh no. Well, one day you'll know what I mean. Know what it's like.
Yeah, well, the NXL World Cup's really not my cup of tea. But what was that like? Like when he came back?
APL.
Yeah. World Cup Asia's, APL's, Millennium's, more my cup of tea. Australia's. When he came back, though, what was that like? Did you know he was coming back for World Cup that one season?
Well, he said he was coming back, so it was just kind of.
And did he even practice leading up to World Cup?
I feel like he came out for one practice 2 weeks before the event, and then I can't quite remember because we had to pick him up from the airport. I forgot where he was flying in from.
So you go to the airport, you don't even know if he's going to land. He shows up, and he just
right.
comes into the event and stunts?
Yeah.
And you guys win.
Well, and that's the ability that he has. And that's the ability that.
But I feel like you have that too, you know, in all seriousness. I feel like all the teams you always jumped on, you went out there and you stunt and you motivate these guys. That game against Tauntauns that me and Oliver were webcasting against you, for you guys, that most watched game of all time. I felt like you won that game for Heat. And then, you know, obviously the refs, they gave it to Tauntauns. But, I mean, you've always had that ability yourself. I think that's just like part of the dynasty magic.
That's it. That's the magic that we teach all the players, and then we build them up, teach them all the magic, and then package them in a nice little bow, and then
playing for dynasty is just there's just too much history. Yeah, no, I love it. Ryan, listen, BearDegidio Full Experience Podcast.
Out there, so
what'd you say?
We're just looking for more competition out there. So
I love it.
We got the Mexican sensation Arturo, and just thinking like 3 or 4 years.
I didn't even know that kid still played paintball. He used to. I brought him up on Naughty by Nature. I didn't even know he still played paintball.
Naughty by Nature.
Yeah, I mean, that kid was my snake player. I used to run him a few points when I was tired. But listen, Ryan, being on the BearDegidio Full Experience Podcast is always great to have you. I mean, your insight is wonderful. Your knowledge is intolerable. But you're that guy. You're the self-driving Tesla. You're the king of the snake. You're the king of the field, king of the Doritos. You've been able to do it all. We wish you the best of luck this season. Hopefully, you guys could get an upgrade to your plant set up in the backyard and scrub off
that I didn't get to,
off those bricks.
That you didn't get me eating my avocado toast and my stuff because I saw Mouse's podcast.
The dude had egg whites dripping from his beard. It was enough.
He was up in the camera like this. Do you know? I don't know. You know when you talk to some people on these types of